friends, welcome back to Rafting Magazine's Outdoor Cooking Series. And on today's episode, we have our #1 winner from our 2023 Outdoor Cooking Contest. This comes from Jeff Venturino, and it is an awesome recipe for some river tacos, but he had a little bit of a twist on it with a chimichurri sauce that was super easy to make, really easy to prep in advance. So let's get into it and let's show you what Jeff has for us with his chimichurri tacos. First, we want to get our marinade ready. We got some limes, we have got some garlic, we've got, now the recipe calls for some cayenne pepper to taste, but I've got these really nice serrano peppers from my garden. Got a little bit of oil. We're going to be squeezing these limes a little later on, but we've also got some tamari sauce right here that we're going to be using for this recipe. And in lieu of normal soy sauce, it's just gluten-free stuff, so it's a little better for Kaylee's stomach when she eats this. But we've got some salt, we've got some black pepper, and we're gonna get that all prepped and then get our steak put in there and get that going. We're gonna go ahead and drop some oil in the bag. Got our limes done. Drop that into our marinade. I'm gonna take both the serrano peppers and the garlic, drop them in the food processor. And since we're at home prepping this, it makes it really easy because I can use these food processors and all kinds of little tools to get this going. That delicious mixture is just gonna drop right here into the bag, spice up all that meat. Next up, we're gonna drop some pepper. We're gonna get some salt in the bag. We also wanna drop that tamari or soy sauce in there. Now we've got these nice flank steaks, and we're gonna take this flank steak, I'm gonna drop it right into the bag here, and then I'm gonna make sure all of that seasoning gets coated all over this. So I'm gonna close this bag up, I'm gonna shake it up, and then what we can do is we can take this whole thing and we can drop it into our cooler, so that when we're ready to cook it out on the river, we just pull it out, put it on top of the grill, and get it going. Next up, we have to prep our chimichurri sauce. We've got our garlic, we've got our limes, we've got some olive oil here, we've got our shallots, we've got our parsley, cilantro, and in this bowl, I've already thrown in some salt and pepper. Pretty much all of these ingredients, we're just gonna blast them down with a food processor. So we're gonna grind those down, get them up to a really nice consistency, start mixing that together, and this lime juice should settle in and just make that a really nice consistency as it starts to break those herbs down. So let's go ahead, throw that in the food processor and get it going. Garlic and shallots, in they go. Cilantro going in. Parsley's going in. Now I'm gonna take all these beautiful limes, drop them in my little lime squeezer, and I'm gonna squeeze them into this mixture. After that, I'm just gonna mix it up. All right, I'm gonna start mixing this up. All this delicious chimichurri sauce should just come together here in a few minutes. And we're gonna mix this up, let it sit. And what you can do is you can put this inside of some sort of container, a plastic Tupperware, something like that. Throw it in your cooler, and then you can prep it up to 3 days in advance. Let those flavors really mix in together. This recipe calls for some halved onions. So I'm just gonna chop these in half. We're gonna throw these on the grill with the flank steak. And then we're gonna grill up some onions just so that we have something else to go with the tacos and the chimichurri sauce. And then we're also gonna be grilling up some jalapenos. Now that our grill's nice and hot, we're gonna take our flank steak, throw that on there. It's okay if we get a little fire. That's how it goes. We're gonna throw the lid on our BioLite Fire Pit Plus. We're gonna let that cook. We're gonna flip it occasionally. We'll probably open this up in just a couple minutes, but we're gonna put it to bed now. And then, now we've given it a couple minutes on one side, we're gonna flip this over. Ooh, yeah. That is looking good. And since I got some room on the grill, I'm gonna grab some veggies. I'm gonna start throwing those on. We're gonna start with the onions first. Those take a little longer to cook than the jalapenos, I think will, but we're gonna put that back to bed, get some veggies on there. That's looking delicious. All right, we're gonna take that off and then we're gonna put our jalapenos on there, get those all grilled up. I've never actually had grilled jalapenos, so I'm actually really excited to give these a shot. I'm gonna put those back to bed for a bit. All right, those jalapenos are almost done. So after this, we're gonna get some tortillas on this, and then we should be just about ready to serve. Now I'm just gonna chop up all of these delicious veggies and get them all ready for serving. So we're gonna chop them into small enough pieces that people will wanna eat them. I think I'll chop them down a little bit more than that. We'll take that, we're just gonna put those in a large serving bowl, and then be ready to serve all of these wonderful tacos. Now that we got this nice juicy flank steak ready, what we're gonna do is we are going to chop it into smaller portions. That way we can get all of our taco meat going. I'm just gonna start cutting it that way. And nice bite-sized pieces, drop that into tacos with everything else, and we'll be ready to serve. Chimichurri tacos, all set. Final product. I want to say a super huge thanks to Jeff for submitting his chimichurri taco recipe, and also everyone else who submitted recipes in our outdoor cooking series. So if you want to check out more of those recipes, you can check out Rafting Magazine's recipe library. And Jeff's recipe is amazing. It won the 2023 contest just because of the ease of prep, the amount of flavor that we had there. It was a really incredible recipe and just fun to make, as well as just some new flavors that you can incorporate into the outdoors. So the storage on it was fantastic. The price point was relatively good. I used flank steak for it, so it was a little higher price, but that's okay. You can use chicken with it, or soy, tofu products, all kinds of stuff. So it's a great recipe for all kinds of different diets, and has a lot of flexibility with it in terms of when you can cook it and when you can prepare it, and how you can get on the river with it. So all of the storage is fantastic. You prep all that stuff, chuck it in a canyon cooler, go down the river, you're good to go. So if you have questions about this recipe, as always, you could drop that below, or check out Rafting Magazine's recipe library for this and more ways to make some really awesome food out on the river. I'll see you downstream.